In this video, let us cover creating Iceberg tables. DDL syntax varies significantly by catalog type. Let us see, we have mentioned 4 options here. Snowflake as a catalog, AWS Glue or REST catalog, Iceberg files in object store, Delta files in object store. Let us closely look at the syntax of Snowflake as a catalog. This is create or replace table syntax. Create or replace Iceberg table. You take a close look at it. Iceberg is the keyword for Iceberg tables. And the table name with the table definition. And because it is a managed Iceberg table, because we are using Snowflake as a catalog, we are providing partition by and the column name. Referring catalog equals to Snowflake, that becomes a Snowflake managed Iceberg table. Or also referring external volume, the external volume that is created earlier, the base location of the table where it would save the data. This is about Snowflake as a catalog. So we can also call it as Snowflake managed Iceberg table. In this section, we are covering AWS Glue via REST catalog. Create Iceberg table, Glue table. So Glue table is a table name that we are creating where catalog table name is a table name that we are referring, and catalog equals to Glue catalog integration. So it refers back to the catalog integration. If we mention it as a REST catalog, it refers to the REST endpoints, and then also give the external volume, which is the external volume created at the account level, and setting an auto refresh equals to true. Auto refresh equals to true means it is going to poll or refresh the metadata based on the refresh time interval setting that we have done in catalog integration. By default, if we don't specify, it is 30 seconds, but it is a best practice to specify the polling interval based on our use case. 30 seconds is very aggressive for frequent writes. It is recommended to just put 2 to 5 minutes if they are very frequent writes. So if it is okay with the SLA. Iceberg files in object store. Without the catalog, we can directly refer to an object store by providing the latest metadata file path. The way we do that is create Iceberg table, the table name, refer to the external volume pointing to the cloud location, catalog equals to my catalog int, where catalog source equals to object store. That means you are directly referring to the object store location. And the metadata file path, because we are not accessing any catalog here, we have to provide the metadata file path. Delta files in object store. In this case, we are creating an Iceberg table referring to the delta location. It's the location where the delta files are created. Typically, it is any engine that supports delta that creates delta metadata and corresponding data files. So when you refer catalog equals to delta catalog integration, in this catalog definition, we will say object source at the catalog source equals to the delta table format, which means it refers to the delta log, picks up the metadata, converts that into an Iceberg in Snowflake catalog. So this is still called as an unmanaged Iceberg table because it is referring to a managed table that is created by an external catalog or external engine. We also refer to the base location relative path, and here auto refresh equals to true means if we specify refresh interval and it will take that particular refresh interval seconds. If it is not, default is 30 seconds. So there are 4 ways we can create an iceberg table based on this slide. Let us also go over how we can ingest and write the data into iceberg tables. Looking at the first option here, copy into, which is a bulk load. Copy into is a command where it will insert the data into a particular table using a source. Could be a stage or from a different table. Works for both Snowflake managed and an externally managed table. You can create copy into command and into a specific table. It works for both Snowflake managed or externally managed tables. It also supports staged files on the cloud providers or Snowflake internal stages. So typically you can use it an external stage or internal stage and select the data from the stage and insert into. For a bulk load, we can say copy into. Then insert DML. If we are inserting, updating, deleting the Snowflake managed tables with the managed Snowflake catalog, it supports both reads and writes. Insert, update, delete also supported for externally managed catalog tables. If you take a look at if it is an externally managed Iceberg table, Snowflake catalog has the ability to insert, update, delete, but it can be done via REST catalog endpoints. DML committed automatically as multi-statement transactions. As and when you update, insert, or delete, the commits will happen automatically, even though it is an externally managed if it is done through REST catalog. External write support. Snowflake supports writes to externally managed tables via Iceberg REST catalog. It is exactly the same point that we discussed in insert DML as well. If it is an externally managed table, you can write into an external table via Iceberg REST catalog. The changes committed to remote catalog before Snowflake updates its metadata. So it is a two-step process. The first step is updating the metadata in the remote or external catalog, and then also refreshing the same metadata in the Snowflake catalog. So it is very important to understand it is a two-step process. First, it will update the metadata in the external catalog, then update in the Snowflake catalog. Supports catalog vendor credentials for secure short-lived access tokens. When you are using externally managed tables, Snowflake supports vendor credentials. They are short-lived and there is a refresh time interval for that. Finally, Snowpipe streaming. When you are streaming the data into Snowflake, it supports the Iceberg tables. You can directly stream into Iceberg tables using Snowpipe streaming SDK. The rows written as Parquet files to external volume. Works with Snowflake managed Iceberg tables. Typically, when you stream the data today, it would work only with Snowflake Iceberg managed table. Snowflake managed Iceberg tables. With this, we have covered how to create an Iceberg table, both managed and externally managed tables, and also how to ingest, discussed ingestion patterns like copy into, insert DML, external write support via REST catalog, and Snowpipe streaming.